What's up, everybody? It's Corey from Gridlock Studios, and I wanted to do a quick video highlighting a portion of my stream from last night where I talk about the difference between rules light and rules heavy tabletop games and what I think that rules heavy games get wrong about it. So yeah, here it is.
Whenever it takes you poring over your character sheet to kind of figure out like what's going on and what you should do, what's the more optimal play here and all that, there's a certain level of crunch that is just not fun in my opinion, because it just takes forever and the answer is not like super clear, and it really takes you out of the game itself, right? And I think that anything that takes you out of the story is a bad mechanic. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Anything that takes you out of the story is a bad mechanic. But here's where I'm fine with crunch. And this is where I think Sword World kind of gets it right from what little bit I know about Sword World. I could be completely wrong about this, right? What I like about it and what it actually does is that there's a lot of crunch in the character creation, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with to an extent as long as it is explained well and not the word soup that D&D is. Because a lot of times what happens with D&D is I'm going on a different tangent, but real quick, what happens with D&D and why all their rules are word salad is because they hire freelance writers. I don't know if anybody knows this. They have you checked the 2024 rule books? They're the same, at least with this problem. They're the same because what they do is they hire freelance writers who are paid by the word, right? And whenever you get plugged into that Wizards of the Coast money, that D&D money, you're going to milk it for all it's worth. I don't blame them. I would do the same thing. Yaposaurus Rex. Exactly. I would do the exact same thing. I don't blame those people at all, right? That being said, whenever I'm trying to look up a mechanic, it gets really, really aggravating. Or try to learn how to do something is really, really aggravating that I have to wade through word soup in order to figure out exactly what's going on, right? That being said, what Sword World does is they put all their crunch up at the beginning, and all these different things affect different things, and then you have main modifiers at the end that you use for everything, right? I'm fine with that. As long as it's explained well how you get there and how everything, maths up to get those modifiers, I'm fine with that, because I don't like the micro stats that a lot of games, not just D&D, but like a lot of games have. I'll even go as far as to say this. It's a criticism that I have of Mothership. I don't like the micro stats. I don't like micro stats in anything. I like macro stats. Because I don't want someone to have to look at their board and be like, or their character sheet and be like, I thought I had something in engineering, but I don't. So then I guess it's this. All right, then let me roll. Or as opposed to, what's my intelligence? Roll, done. Right? I want you looking at your character sheet as little as possible whenever something serious happens. Micro stats suck. I can't ever remember nothing. That's the thing, is that whenever it comes to having to remember what all does what and everything, as a game master, you're already having to keep up with so much at the same time that whenever it comes time to make them roll and they're like, oh, but I have a +2 here, and oh, but I'm proficient in it, and so I need to add this to it, and then I need to add this to it, and I need to add this to it, and it's all here. Okay, well, I don't have like a plus anything in acrobatics. Can I just roll dexterity instead because I have something in dexterity? Just roll me a dexterity check. Just roll me a dexterity check, and then we'll go from there. We'll go from there. That's it. That's all there is. Whenever it comes to the upfront player-facing stuff, I only need the macro stat to tell you how well your character does something. right? Now, if you back up, right, and these background microstats affect your macro stat, instead of it going the other direction, where your macro affects your micro needs to affect the bigger stats. And I know that sounds like absolute, you know what? Let's do a little something here. We're going to say the circles are small stats, right? And squares are your biggins. Okay. What happens often in D&D is you're going to have these big square stats, right? That will then affect all of these. So that's how it often works in D&D. Whenever all you actually need is these, right? Those are the ones you actually need. Let me explain to you what I'm talking about and why I think crunch is okay if you flip it around, right? If you have a bunch of these macro stats, they give you something. These macro stats, how well you are in this thing and these two things. I suck at these right here, but I'm good here, right? These should affect your overall total here and go in this direction. So that way, my eyes are only looking at these stats. That's the way it should work. The microstats are fine. And if you want to sit here and figure out, you know, a crunchy way of figuring up all these and a formula to go from, you know, over and over and over and over. And I've thought about this at length, especially here recently, that this is the way that you should do it. So that way you're still only caring about these stats right here. That's the way. And then whenever you level up, you start leveling up over here into these things. And then you plug it into the algorithm or you plug it into the equation and it'll eventually affect these. That's the way I feel like crunch can work just fine. So that way all of the character creation and all that stuff, because a session 0 is fine. I don't have any real issue with a session 0 for a game. But like I said, whenever it comes time for you to make me a check and you're having to look over your character sheet and you don't know what to look at and you're asking me what to look at, and then I have to explain it to you for the millionth time because it's not explained well in the original rules, right? There's a problem there. This will be on the exam. Yes, your life depends on this. Oh man. Yes, that will be on the exam. Class dismissed. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I get really passionate about game design.
Hopefully you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. And just a quick reminder, Extinction is coming to Kickstarter in February. So follow the link in the description, sign up for it today. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.